Hey, I work with a lot of singing guitar players, and I get asked all the time, how can they sound better playing guitar? So today I'm going to share 5 things that will help elevate your playing. The number one and the most important of any of these rules is tune your guitar. There's nothing that makes you sound like an amateur more than an out-of-tune guitar. I can't tell you how many times I've seen a fantastic vocalist with an out-of-tune guitar, and it just completely ruins the performance for me. So get a great tuner. The one I use is a Polytune chromatic tuner. It's a great tuner where you can play all of your strings and it'll show you what strings are out of tune. Also, if you're just getting started, you might not have a trained ear, so don't assume that you know what's in tune or not. Let the tuner tell you it's mainly always right. So the second simple trick is how I strum. I don't strum, I'm just going to strum a G, but I don't strum every single string every time I'm strumming. I hear a lot of players that will do this. And it makes it sound really messy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pretend that I'm not just an acoustic player, because as a solo act, if you're singing and playing guitar, it's really important to kind of think like other musicians, right? Don't just think like an acoustic guitar player. Think like a bass player, think like a drummer. So what I'm going to do is target just my bass note at first. So I'm going to target that, and then I'm just going to play the bottom 3 strings. That's what I'm going to target, like this. It's fine if you hit a couple strings here and there that are not the ones that you're targeting, but when I'm playing fast, especially if you're singing a faster song, that's going to sound a lot better than, right? The third trick is my hatred for thirds. I don't play thirds hardly ever when I'm chording, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So first, just a very, very basic understanding of what I mean by a third. If I'm playing a G chord, this is a G note, that is my root, or the 1 of your chord scale. So if I play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, that's my entire scale, okay? So my 1, 2, 3. So that's where your second finger would go in that chord, or your index finger rather. And I actually never play that in my chord when I'm chording. I actually just play the root, and then I'll strum the rest. This is with no third, and this is with. It doesn't sound bad particularly, but it sounds a lot cleaner. You're covering a little bit less of a frequency range, allowing your singing to kind of be not stepped on as much by those lower frequencies. I'll show you in another chord, C, but I'll not play that third in C. So again, 1, 2, 3, I won't play that, and I'll just play that root and the rest. So here's the difference. So that was without the third, and this is with. Without. That sounds a lot cleaner to me. Tip number 4 is going to be palm muting. So I see a lot of people who are singing and playing guitar, and they're just letting it go. While they're singing, they're just really going at it with the guitar. Palm muting allows you to be a little bit more dynamic. At the start of the song, it's fine if you start with a little bit of, more aggressive strumming, but as you come in with your singing, you want to lighten that up with dynamic, and palm muting can help you do that. So I'll show you the difference and how to apply some palm muting. So without palm muting, and with palm muting. Now I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to show you when I'm not doing it, what my hand is doing. So this is without palm muting. Now when I want to palm mute, here's the action. My palm just barely hits right here, right? So I'm just going to target that bass note, and I'm just going to target those last 3 or 4 strings. But when I do that, my pick and my palm are going to hit at the same time. So I'm going to have that kind of sound, and I'm just barely putting my palm on the bridge. I'm not right here, right? I'm not going to hear that. So you can even run your palm down until you kind of hear where the strings kind of start to ring out, but not fully open. So there's fully open, and this is what I'm looking for right here. I'm just targeting that bass note, and I'm letting that ring out. That will really help you when you're singing, and it's going to help you sound more dynamic. Dynamics are very important to a song, right? You want the choruses to sound louder and the verses to come down a little bit, but especially when you're singing, it's going to help you in your voice. When you're palm muting, that will help not have to push so hard on your vocals. The 5th trick that I'm going to share is going to be how to add notes in between your chords. This will take a little bit of practice to target certain strings, but what I'm going to do is show you a little bit on that scale again out of a G chord. All of those notes are notes that you can use while you're strumming. A little practice that I will share with you is just this right here. I'm targeting each one of those, and I'm using either a hammer-on or a pull-off. Would be a hammer-on or as a pull-off. So what you can do with those is while you're playing, instead of just playing a G chord over and over again, any of those notes in the G scale will work out of that chord shape. We can even move to C. We can even move to D. I hope you found these tips helpful. If you enjoyed the video, check out our other videos. My wife and I are professional musicians. We play almost 200 shows a year or more, and we have a lot of music where you can listen to what we sound like live. So click the like button, follow, and leave a comment for us to let me know anything else you'd like me to share.